Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. Figured it's been long enough, you should get introduced to the Cadillac. For quite a while, and my voice just cracked. That's okay, we're gonna roll with it. Had this car since July. Trying to think, did I buy this in July? Yes, it was end of June, beginning of July. So a good buddy of mine who's way into cars, he's kind of got me more into things, and he's been helping me out a lot as I've had several different cars. He told me about this. He actually at one point owned the car. I'm hoping to be able to film with him so he can share the backstory. It's got a really interesting backstory to it. But it's a 2012 Cadillac CTS-V, factory 6.2 liter V8, supercharged, blah, blah, blah. It's had some things done to it. It's got an LS9 cam, it's got headers, mid-pipe. We went actually back to a stock exhaust because the original one was exceedingly annoying because it droned like crazy. So I actually flew out to Vegas. I bought the car. Would you call it sight unseen if I just saw a picture? Yeah, that's pretty sight unseen. I liked the camera nod, very clever. So bought it sight unseen because I trusted my buddy David. He sold it to this guy Jordan a couple years prior. And anyway, flew out there, immediately got in the car, went to Utah for a family reunion, drove the car, was really disappointed with how bad my head hurt. I actually got a headache, no joke. Maybe I'm being a little exaggerative, but it was annoying. Super fun car. It wasn't really something that was on my radar or something that I would have normally considered. It's just not, it's not me 100%. It's a cool car. It's very classy, very fast. Like, it's an interesting vehicle. This is the Coupe, so the two-door model. You really don't see a lot of them around, especially the Vs. I've seen, probably just because I have the car and am more aware of them, I've seen several CTSs. I've seen one or two other Vs, but I have not seen another Coupe in the July, yes, I'm gonna use my fingers, August, September, October, 3.5 months that I've owned it, I guess. But pretty fun car. I did actually get the opportunity to go to Omega, no-fly zone, ran this in the half mile. It wasn't running right, it's got a fuel pump issue, but it was fun. I did hit 152, so that's the fastest I've ever driven, and it was an awesome experience. So we're gonna go grab something to drink. Difficulties. There you go. It does sound pretty amazing though. The best thing about having a car with a supercharger by far is the whine. Yes. Yes. I probably have a check engine light now. Nope, we're good. We're clear. Send it to the moon. So a little weird thing that's been going on with this car. I mentioned just a minute ago that I had some issues when I ran it at Omega no-fly zone, the half-mile drag race. And that issue was it was not getting fuel, and it was really weird because it was happening at about 100 miles an hour. Oddly specific number, but that's where we were noticing the problem. The problem before, it was cutting fuel, and therefore consequently, wow, it's a hard word, apparently. It was cutting power on my trip through Utah to the point where it wouldn't let me go over like 50 miles an hour. So imagine trying to get home and you can't go over 50 miles an hour. It was super annoying. I pulled over multiple times, and I don't even know what pulling over did, but reset the computer or something. I'm not some car wizard knowing all the weird things that happen with computers and everything like that. But basically it would reset or cool down the fuel pump, something to that effect, to where I could then drive again. Anyways, I got the car to Mesa. It wasn't having that problem, so we ended up going, and I say we, I'm talking about my buddy David that's been helping me out. Ended up going to no-fly zone, and it started having a problem, but at a much higher rate of speed, and it didn't cut power. So before, if you've ever ran out of gas, you know that feeling where it just starts chug, 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 and you can tell that you're running out of gas? It was like that, before. This time, it just felt like the torque dropped off. So I was still accelerating from 100 to about 134, 132 were the first couple runs. So anyways, that was super weird, but Jordan changed out the fuel pump. I'm getting really sidetracked here because it was throwing a check engine light, and we think the new fuel pumps are actually what's causing the problem. So now we have a factory fuel pump that we plan on putting back in, and we are here at Swig.
Is it Big Daddy?
Yes.
It's gonna be $3 even.
Yeah, it's right here.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Big Daddy for you.
Thanks so much. Have a great night. Dude, you're such a dork. Oh gosh, we need to go that way. I feel like staying in a weird sequence of events here on the vlog today. We have a Big Daddy. It's actually really good. Okay, it's Dr. Pepper with, what did she say? Raspberry and coconut or something?
I wasn't listening.
Fine. She's making me look like an idiot. But you laugh. Then of course I'm gonna giggle. So dumb. We've got our soda. You know a little bit of history about the car. I'm sorry it's taken so long. It is a really cool car. It feels like you're driving the Batmobile. It's a very sleek, super fun car. I'm actually surprised I haven't gotten arrested yet. Yeah, genuinely surprised I haven't gotten arrested yet, because it's really hard not to just want to hear the supercharger. In order to hear the supercharger, you have to be in boost. So that means your foot's to the floor, it's going fast, it's a thing. But it is a very fun vehicle to drive. I'm probably not gonna be keeping it too much longer because I don't know, like I bought it somewhat on a whim, and that sounds really weird to say that I bought a rather expensive-ish car on a whim. But Dave was like, hey, you should try it. I love driving manuals, honestly. That's one of the biggest things. If it was a manual, it'd be a lot cooler to me. And I don't know if anybody else has had the same experience, but you get in a car and it just feels like you. Have you had that experience? Like your truck, you know? It feels like you. Car sits a little bit lower. The transmission, oh my gosh, the transmission on that car is awesome. It is a 6-speed manual, of course. And it just feels more like me. This has been fun to own, and it's cool because part of what I want to do with the channel is experience a lot of different cars. This is one that I get to experience. I do have some footage from No Fly Zone, so maybe we'll put together a little video of that experience, and it was a really awesome experience. I'm glad that I got to go with David especially. It's about making memories with people, not just with the cars. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I rambled a lot, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, drop us a comment. Whether it's, hey, great job, or hey, this is something you should do. I really would genuinely appreciate hearing your feedback and really appreciate all your support. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.